we talk about how big the Winston All-Star Race is at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, this is really the main event at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As today, stop number 12 in the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us here for the running of the Coca-Cola 600 as we are set for 60 laps of action, the longest race of the season. And let's see what happens here today. On the pole, car number 26, the Quaker State Buick. It is Quentin Moore, another pole for this team. That car's usually has been pretty fast in qualifying this season so far. He sits on the pole at 164 miles an hour. He'll be alongside car number 29. It is Zachary Fitzwater, the Hardee's Oldsmobile. Fitzwater's not yet won a season, and Moore has won twice so far, the only two-time winner this season. Second row is Mike Becker in 43, and number 2, Dylan Young. Starting third will be Johnny Gardner. Starting row 3, will be Johnny Gardner. In car number 11, he'll be alongside car number 17, Levi McIntyre, in the Tide Chevrolet. Going to the fourth row, we'll have Charles Sanford in 24, and number 4, William Brock, is on the outside. Next row down has Jackson Haywood in car number 15. He'll be alongside car number 52, the Eureka Vacuum Cleaners Pontiac of Seth Cole. Seth has one of our 3 in-car cameras in today's event. Going to row number 6, I believe, we'll have car number 5, Phil Parker in the Levi Garrett Chevrolet. He'll be alongside car 18, Matt McIntyre, winner this season at Talladega. He also won the Winston All-Star Race as well on the same racetrack. Going to the next row, we'll have car number 14, Kyle Langland in the Copenhagen Oldsmobile, and car number 25, Joshua Osborne. He's alongside. Next row down, we'll have car number 90, Jesse Turner, and number 3, Cole Deaver. Deaver won the season at Rockingham, and he also is her second in-car camera in today's event. Next row down has car 33, Zach Rogers, and number 42, Kyle Matthews. Matthews won the season at Sonoma. Rogers yet to win a race this season. Could he do it today? Well, we'll find out. Next row down has car number 44. Next row down has car 28, Keith Batson, Texaco Haviland Ford. Keith won the season at Bristol. He'll be alongside car number 8, Matt Haas. Next row down has car number 44, Ryan George, and 22, Dylan Poteet. Next row down has car number 30. It is Jay Jefferson. He'll be alongside Nathan Ormond in car number 88. Next row down has car 50, Gene Sanford, who won the season at Atlanta. And beside her brother Henry Sanford, number 55, is alongside. No, wait a minute. Yeah. Anyway, Henry Sanford's on the outside of the next row, actually. Alongside Henry, actually, it'll be car number 21. That is Kat Batson, actually. She's on the inside of the row, excuse me. So, my mistake on that. Next row down has car 71, Kev Shearer, number 12, Rob Evans. Rob won this season at Darlington. Next row down has car number 6, Paul Minnick in the Strolite Ford, and beside him another Ford, Jessica Shelton, winner this season at Richmond. Next row down has car number 1, Zach Winkle in the Uno Buick. He won the season at the Daytona 500. Beside him will be car number 70. It is Mitchell Collins. Next row down has Austin Colano in 13 and number 75, Daniel Bouchard. Next row down has car number 94, Ryan Brommer, and number 7, Wes McCoy. Next row down after that would be car 51, Alex Miller, and beside him car number 83, Emmanuel Hartnett. And starting shotgun field will be car 27, R.J. Bishop is on the outside. Is on the. R.J. Bishop's the one starting shotgun, I should say. Excuse me. Ryan George is outside of the. I should mention outside of Ryan George, actually. Outside of Ryan George, actually, is Dylan Poteet. And Nathan Hudson's actually the one right there alongside the 30 car of Jay Jefferson. He is the one starting alongside Hudson. So the field is lined up on pit road. Here comes the command of fire and engines for the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
We mentioned Quentin Moore has. We mentioned Cole Deaver as one of our in-car cameras in this race so far. So does Seth Cole. He has our second camera, and our third camera, as a matter of fact, in this event, will lie in the sixth-place starter car, Levi McIntyre. He has our third in-car camera in today's event here at Charlotte. So we have started the season off with 10 winners in the first 11 races of the year so far. Here at the last race on the tour at California was absolutely a humdinger for sure. Because I mean that car was that track. The cars on this track were very competitive. We've seen a ton of lead changes on this track here, 15 of them actually to be exact, and a ton of position changes too. And Charlotte usually, in this version of Charlotte, usually is a very competitive track, and I do mean we've seen about 30, 40 lead changes on this track here. As the field comes out corner number 4, pace car looks up on the pit road, green flag flies, and boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys and girls. We've seen in the Winston also race, we've seen lap speeds all over 170 miles an hour in the draft. Here at Charlotte, there's the field comes off corner number 4 here. Quentin Moore leads lap number 1 here. Johnny Gardner goes to second position. Third is Charles Sanford. Going to fourth is is William Brock in the number 4 car. And fifth is Mike Becker trying to hold on to fifth as Jackson Haywood in the 15 Wrangler Jeans Ford goes into fifth position. Now they come off turn number 2. And Charles Samper in 24 dips underneath the 26 of Quentin Moore, and he'll take the lead. Charles Samper, the California Crusher from, well, the state of California, obviously. And he'll take the... He'll take position away, and here they come down into turn number 1. Second lap time at 169 miles per hour. And down the low side goes Jackson Haywood in car number 15. Phil Parker dips low on the track here. They're trying to find a way around the 15 machine. Kyle Langland moves his way up to the field in number 14. He'll move into second position, or tries to move into second. Speed shot. Langland to the low side, going for the lead, and he's got it, going through the first and second corners, or going to third and fourth corners, excuse me. And here comes Jesse Turner to the low side, car number 90, as we're now 6 laps into the race. Zach Rogers goes to second position now, and going into trying for third position is Keith Batson in 28. The man who won at Bristol this season here. Jesse Turner has been close to win, so has Zach Rogers. As they go through the third and fourth turns now, and Rogers takes that green and white number 33 on the top spot here, but here comes number 28, Keith Batson in that Ford. Close to the start-finish line. Rogers led that lap. In cut physics, these cars would be doing over 185, 190 miles an hour, but in CTS physics, in the draft, more like 170 miles per hour here. So these cars slower, obviously here, but as we said, the racing is still very competitive. Jay Jefferson now goes to third position now behind Ryan George in the 44. Gene Samber goes to the fourth position. Another woman behind her, that is 21, Kat Batson in the Purelator Ford. Kev Shears up there. Paul Minnick. Charles Sanford is in this bunch as well. Middle of the pack right there, Ryan Brommer moving up through the field as well, as is the number 9 Jessica Shelton. As they come down the backstretch into the third turn, Henry Sanford's up there in 55, and the 3 car of Cole Deaver's in there as well, and a Goodwrench Chevy. On board Cole Deaver's car. Deaver has to back off the throttle a little bit. Now he goes up underneath Zach Rogers in 33. Deaver clocked that time last time by in 17th position. Let's see, he's moved up a few spots now since that time. See where Deaver's clocked it this time by off turn number 4. He's falling behind Henry Sanford and Jay Jefferson in the 30 car. And Deaver that time by clocked in the 15th spot. So Cole Deaver working his way through the field here. Now Charles Sanford goes back to the lead in car 24. The 4 car of William Brock, the second position. Here comes Zach Winkle in number 1, 13 car Boston Clown. And we talked about Jessica Shelton in the middle of the pack a while back. Well, she's now moving way up in the top 5. That number 9 car was not really all that fast in the All-Star race, though, but she has got a pretty good car piece at this time live. But we still got a lot of racing left to go. 50 laps remaining at Charlotte. As we mentioned, this is the longest race of the whole weekend. And I know somebody said if you combine the laps we ran in the Winston, it was 60 laps overall, counting the 20-lap open. Well, it was, but it was broken into segments. You had the 20-lap open, you had the 2 20-lap segments during the All-Star race itself, which made it a total of 60. But you got 60 continuous laps here at Charlotte right now. And theoretically, if you had 60 laps around a 1 mile racetrack, that is almost 120 miles. Actually, more like 110. Actually, to be honest. William Brock jumps out in front. Here comes car 55. It is Henry Sanford for the lead now. He's got Cole Deaver behind him, and one guy has been strong all weekend long so far. Charlotte, Matt McIntyre. He runs right now in 3rd position. McIntyre was fast in the Winston. Of course, that's why he won that race. Obviously, he won that race, holding off a few of the best in the business in that event. The number 18 Interstate Batteries Chevy. He also pulled off an impressive win at Talladega a couple races back. Off turn number 4, here comes car 25, Joshua Osborne. He's going to try to push McIntyre up the middle, and he does. And McIntyre's, this is going to be bad. They're going to go 3 wide to turn number 1. McIntyre bounced off Deaver, almost bounced off Osborne, and now they're 3 wide off the second turn here. What's going to happen off the second turn? Ooh, I don't like the looks of this right there. They're 3 wide on the backstretch here. Deaver is in a vulnerable position right now as they go through the 3rd and 4th corners here. He's got William Brock down the low side now as they come off the 4th corner. Whoa! And Joshua Osborne led that last time by. He led that lap barely. And now here comes 51, Alex Miller to the left side. They're going to split Matt McIntyre up the middle. And all the while, the 7 car of Wes McCoy and the Alan Kwiecki colors move to the top spot now in the 7 machine. Emmanuel Hartnett goes to 2nd position. Here comes Alex Miller, Nathan Hudson, and another Nathan Ormond in this mix now. And that's what it looks like from the copter cam right there. And here comes, as you see, Emmanuel Hartnett go for the lead now on Wes McCoy. Whoa, that's close right there. They're 3 wide. Squeezing their way through here. Now McIntyre, there's a hold on there. Get into it. There you go. So Matt McIntyre now no longer caught in the middle right now as he finds a hole down low. But that was a little bit scary for him, I would imagine, right there, being stuck in the middle on a track like this, because this is not like California, the last race in the tour, or it's not like also not like it's not like California, the last race in the tour. It's also not like Talladega as well. where you have tracks wide enough for where you have those tracks wide enough for 3, maybe 4 wide. Here comes McIntyre to the low side. He's got the low side on Nathan Hudson for the lead right now as they go into turn number 1, and McIntyre goes to the top spot. Meantime, some mover-uppers going on right there. There you see Dylan Poteet up there, Kyle Langland in 14, and another Kyle Matthews in 42. Matthews won on the first road course stop of the season at Sonoma, California. We'll be heading to a road course a couple races from now. The next race on the tour actually will be at Dover. Then after that will be the second road race of the season at Riverside. In the second of 3 road races of the season, the third, of course, will be at Watkins Glen a little bit later on the season after the Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. Off turn number 4, Dylan Poteet goes to the top spot. Here comes Kyle Matthews to the low side in 42. In the meantime, give a call to the 70 team, Mitchell Collins, who has moved up to position now. He's up to the top 10, make that about 5th or 6th position. Driving the J.D. McDuffie colors, the number 70 Rumpel Furniture Sons Medford Speed Pontiac. That is a 1988 model Pontiac he's driving in this event. In the meantime, Rob Evans goes to the top spot. Here comes Cole Deaver, car number 3. The GM Goodwrench Chevy, who won a season at Rockingham. Switch back to that paint scheme after running the Wrangler colors at the Winston All-Star race. Riding on board with Seth Cullen, car 52. He's running right behind the 27 machine of R.J. Bishop. And now Seth pulls up behind the 70 of Mitchell Collins, and Mitchell Collins goes to the lead now. Where's our third in-car camera running at, you ask? Levi McIntyre? Well, he's right about middle of the pack. He's 15th the last time by, running right behind Johnny Gardner in the number 11 Mountain Dew Buick. Off turn number 4, McIntyre goes. In fact, up ahead of him is Deaver and Bishop. And Levi, that time by, clocked in the 11th position. His last lap over 170 miles per hour. McIntyre back to the Monte Carlo in this event. He had the Lumina the last at the All-Star race. And down the low side goes Zach Rogers in 33. He moves Jesse Turner up the track as they come off turn number 4. Fast lap race so far being held by Seth Cullen, 172.205 miles an hour. Dylan Young led the last time by. Now Rogers is lead. Bill Parker, Johnny Gardner, Levi McIntyre, and the pole sitter Quentin Moore has the positions down in the inside lane. Also, Kev Shear and Mike Becker in this mix as well. Becker started his race in 3rd position, and that truly is a 1990 Pontiac he's driving right there. That right there, it actually is a 1990 Pontiac Grand Prix he's driving. He had the 88 model. He had the 88 model up for a few races. After running the 87 for about maybe 3 races on the season, possibly, he may switch to the 88 model at Atlanta, and then debut the 90 model at the All-Star race there. Now running it again at this very event. Meantime, Levi McIntyre goes to the top spot now in 17. He's got 26 Quentin Moore to the low side. Moore takes a peek to the inside. He's got Kev Shear behind him in 71. McIntyre led that lap, and now here comes Moore to the low side. He'll take the lead back the first time since I think about lap 1 he's led. And here comes 71, Kev Shearer, Mike Becker up the 3rd position, Jackson Haywood, and Jackson's teammate Keith Batson in 28. And those two Fords are driving 5 years apart. Keith Batson's car is an 87 model, and Jackson Haywood's car is an 82 model. Mike Becker goes to the lead now in car 43. He takes the lead. And you got Keith Batson to the low side now of number 15, Jackson Haywood. Zachary Fitzwater, the outside pole sitters up there. Also the 6th car of Paul Minnick. Minnick, who actually was one of the drivers who started way back in the back, though, and he has moved his way up to the top 5 quietly through the field. Charles Sanford's in there, so is the 44 of Ryan George. Daniel Bouchard, another driver who's started in the back. He's moved his way up to the field now in the 75 Valvoline Pontiac. Oldsmobile in first, Ford in second, Chevy in third, Buick in fourth, and a Pontiac in positions 5 and 6. Boy, talk about some hard racing at over 170 miles per hour. That is just absolutely just excellent stuff we're seeing here today. Coming on this time by, it'll be 29 laps in the books and 31 to go, so we're halfway home. Almost halfway home, I should say, at Charlotte. Charles Sanford to the low side. He'll go for the lead. Now, the one thing about this race I will also have to mention, because this is a 60-lap race we're having here today, this may also possibly require a pit stop, and it usually happens within the last 10 to 12 laps in this race. So there's usually almost darn near a guaranteed caution with these guys running as close as they are. I mean, it is great racing, though, but usually it causes a caution flag to fly. Everybody trying to get on the pit road, and of course they are also trying to avoid somebody else. So there you go. And that, more often than not, usually causes the caution flag to fly because of that, and you usually end up with some pretty darn good cars being crashed out of the race here. And one pretty darn good car, Seth Cole, is now jumping up to second position. Now he looks low on Cat Batson for the lead. He's going to shove that number 21 Purelator Chevy up the track, and Seth goes to the top spot now. So move the man from New York up to the top spot, the leader of the NNSCRA. And it's got another maroon color car right there behind him, the number 25 Folger Chevy of Joshua Osborne. Osborne is second place here, and he would love to have a 600 win on his mantle. The 3-time Castrol GTX Cup Series champion. Unique view right there. Seth Cole leading him down. Gene Sanford in second position. Here comes number 4, William Brock. He's got the draft off 27 of R.J. Bishop in the 13 car of Austin Colano. 30 of Jay Jefferson. That bright yellow number 30 to the low side. That's another Pontiac. And Kyle Langland in that black and orange number 14. Seth led that lap, but now William Brock goes to the low side. He'll take the lead. $33 laps in the books and 27 laps remaining in this event. So, number... Jay Jefferson to the low side. Here comes number 14 car, Kyle Langland. Wes McCoy up there in a 7 Xerox antifreeze machine. Henry Sanford's up there, and here comes that number 9 again, Jessica Shelton. Shelton has three crown jewel wins herself. She won the Southern 500 twice. She also won the Brickyard 400 and the Winston All Race, both of them last season. So she's got 3 crown jewel wins in her book. So she's still trying to get a 600 win and a Daytona 500 win herself. So Shelton has won the Daytona 500 in a couple other series, by the way, too. So she's not without one, but she is but unfortunately for her, she's out without one here in this series. And I'm thinking she's won a 600 as well in some of the other series as well. She may correct me on that. Meantime, Kyle Langland and Wes McCoy, they're the ones battling for position. Langland led that lap, and here comes McCoy's got the help from Sanford and the aforementioned Jessica Shelton. That's Henry Sanford, by the way, in the 55, not Charles or Gene. Henry's been kind of hit and miss on his runs. He has had a couple of top 5 finishes, by the way. That included, I think, that race at California. He had that top 5. Just trying to put the bumper to Henry a little bit, come up through the third and fourth turns here. But Henry says, screw it, I'm going to go for the inside. He's going to go for the late. Shelton tries to squeeze low, but Matt Haas was already committed down there, and it's going to move Shelton back up the track, and backwards she goes again, unfortunately for her. And now Kyle Matthews, in the 42 car. He goes low. He's going to try to go for third position now, and there goes for second place on Matt Haas. Nathan Ormond up there in the 88 car, and 15 Jackson Haywood. Jackson Haywood with a pretty fast machine himself. And here comes number 71 out of Triggered Motorsports. Oh, sorry, Kev Shear. And here comes 33, Zach Rogers, Johnny Gardner, Seth Cole. They're all getting into it right now. And we are closing up on 20 laps remaining in this race. The same distance we had for both segments in the Winston All-Star race, as was the Winston Open, as we mentioned, as we explained earlier. Kyle Matthews to the top spot now. Car number 42, the Mellow Yellow Pontiac, looking for his second victory of the season. Here comes number 15, Jackson Haywood, looking for his first. Haywood in the Ford, Matthews in the Pontiac, and Kev Shear in the Oldsmobile. Zach Rogers and Johnny Gardner both in green and white Buicks. Here comes Rogers to the low side. Zach Rogers to second place now. Off the fourth turn now, they have 40 laps in the books and 20 laps remaining in the Coca-Cola 600. Caution-free so far. They are averaging so far 168.266 miles an hour after 40 laps here. And the fastest lap race so far is set by Seth Cole again at 172.205. That's the fastest lap race so far. And everybody else down in the 171 range. So that's pretty fast stuff we're having here today at Charlotte. Seth Cole, low side of Johnny Gardner for the lead. Gardner led that lap. Here comes Ryan Brommer and Nathan Hudson and Alex Miller. Could those three guys could possibly be surprised? Could Ryan George surprise as well? Ryan George has won in the series before, and I think so has Hudson. I'm not sure actually. I know Alex Miller has not yet won. Neither has Ryan Brommer, and has not won in this series. 83 car of Emmanuel Hart. It's been a long time since he's tasted victory. So has Kyle Langland, and Kat Batson. She's won so far this season before. That win came on the short track at Martinsville. Seth Cole out in front, car 52. And here comes 44, Ryan Brommer. 44, Ryan George, Brommer's in 94. We should be closing up on the lap where they should be dipping down the pit road possibly. Now historically, the dipping down the pit road usually occurs on lap either lap 47 or 48, one of the two. It's plenty close to 10 to go when that usually occurs. Now, we're going to keep an eye on that. So, obviously, the Wild Bunch is starting to become the Thirsty Bunch right now, I would imagine, here in just a few minutes. Hudson, or I should say, Hartnett to the low side. Here comes number 44, or number 14, I should say, Kyle Langland, the Copenhagen Oldsmobile. And I thought Langland was going to go to the low side and split Hartnett up the middle between Langland and Batson. Kat Batson, that is, in 21. Now she's up to the high side here. Now you got some new players up there. Jesse Turner, Dylan Young, Cole Deaver, and 17, Levi McIntyre out of Thrash Maniac Rockin' Wrestling Racing. 15 laps to go. On board with Cole Deaver in car number 3. Right there behind him is Dylan Young. Or up ahead of him, I should say, is Dylan Young. Levi McIntyre is actually behind him in 17. Langland led that lap. Here comes Dylan Young to the side. You're with Cole Deaver when this all happens here. Dylan Young, the number 2. JD Stacy Buick, the blue and yellow machine, out in front for the moment. But here, as Deaver and McIntyre look slow, now McIntyre decides to push Deaver to the lead, and he will. Cole Deaver with power. Same with McIntyre. And now Levi decides that he wants to go for the lead now in car 17. Does he lead that lap? No, he does not. Deaver does. Last lap by for the leader, 170.106 miles an hour. And we are now about at that lap right now. So we're on the 48th lap for the moment. Let's see what happens. Is anybody going to dip to the apron? No, they're not. They're going to keep on. 12 laps to go. Kyle Matthews and Jessica Shelton way back in the back, as is the 71 of Kev Sheeran, the 33 of Zach Rogers. And here comes number 1, Zach Winkle to the low side, the Uno Buick. Nobody coming down pit road yet. 11 laps to go. Question is, can they make it on fuel or can they not? I swear to you, we have seen pit stops in this race for sure. On a 60-lap race here, Keith Batson has the lead, and here comes Quentin Moore to second position. Osborne to third spot now. They're all staying out. 10 to go. And here comes number 26, Quentin Moore, for the lead. Quentin Moore out in front, but here comes Joshua Osborne, 25 for the number 1 spot. Off turn number 4 they come, 9 laps to go. Wes McCoy in second position. Paul Minnick, he's not won in a long time in this series. Neither has the 22 car, Dylan Poteet. He hasn't won in a long time yet, neither. And he's a champion way back in the first ever season of this series back in 2011. Wes McCoy up to the high side is now trying for second place now. Yeah, they're all staying out. Let's take a look again as to what happened there. The yellow flag actually had already flown. Now the yellow flag actually flew for, Kyle Matthews crashed as he was trying to come on the pit road. So had Johnny Gardner, so had a few other cars. We're going to look at this in real time for the moment. Yeah, he came down in the 51 car of Alex Miller. There's the Gardner, Hartnett, and Hudson had crashed here. Now here's what happened between Shelton, Matt Haas, and Matt McIntyre. Those three were slowing down for the caution. McIntyre drove Shelton down on the apron track. Haas was coming down as well, and they both came up alongside Rob Evans, took Joshua Osborne and Paul Minnick out, and several cars just crashed right into everybody else and caused that heck of a mess right there. So the yellow and white flags have both waved. We are now at 1 lap remaining in this race here. Jay Jefferson, if nothing happens, is going to get his first victory of the season. If nothing happens to him, he has not, I don't think, has pitted yet. Neither has Samper or Rogers, I don't think. We're going to find out. We're going to find out if any of this order changes. I don't know. Actually, I don't know anything, to be honest. But we're going to look and see what happened here. Average speed has dropped to 158.055. Deaver's running third. Fourth position is... Actually, fourth is Deaver. Third is Zach Rogers. Fifth is Nathan Ormond. Then Poteet, McIntyre, Shelton, Brommer, and Matt Haas as the top 5. They're going to come off turn number 4 right now. Oh, Jefferson! Oh, no, he's not coming in, isn't he? Yes, he is! Oh, no! Oh, my God, tell me Jefferson... Tell me there's nothing wrong with Jefferson. Yes, there is! There's a poor Jay Jefferson's car. He's out of gas! Jay Sanford is going to win the Coca-Cola 600! Oh, my God! Jay Jefferson did not come on the pit road, runs out of gas, gives the lead and the win to Jean Sanford, her second victory of the season. That is twice now. Jay Jefferson has led come up turn number 4 on the last lap and lost. You remember it happened to him at Darlington when the lap car got in his way and Rob Evans took the win away from him. Cole Deaver's out of gas. At least he made it to the finish. That means Gene Samper wins. Zach Rogers is second. Cole Deaver third. Nathan Ormond fourth. Dylan Poteet fifth. Matt McIntyre sixth. Jessica Shelton seventh. Eighth will go to Ryan Brommer. Jay Jefferson dropped to ninth, and Matt Haas comes home in 10th position. And there's Jefferson stalled on the track in turn number 1. At least he made it to the finish, but not in first place. That is how wacky the 600 can get. I swear to goodness. Zach Rogers, he's stalled in the middle of the track. He apparently is out of gas. Oh my God. Average speed 154, 357, and one of the wackiest 600 finishes I had ever seen in this series. And trust me, there has been a lot of them. Paul Minnick comes home in 11th. Quentin Moore 12th. Ryan George, Cat Batson, Danny Bouchard was 15th. Then Keith Batson, Henry Samber, Mike Becker, Charles Samber, Cab Shearer, Levi McIntyre, Bill Parker finishes in the 22nd position. Then Alex Miller, Mitchell Collins, Jesse Turner, Austin Colano, Nathan Hudson, Johnny Gardner, Zachary Fitzwater, who led with 5 to go, ends up 29th in car 29. William Brock 30th. Then Zach Winkle, Dylan Young, Seth Cole, Jackson Haywood, R.J. Bishop, Emmanuel Harnett, Wes McCoy, Kyle Langland, and Rob Evans was the last car to finish on the lead lap in 39th. Kyle Matthews, who got wrecked coming on the pit road with about 5 to go, he ends up 40th, a lap down, and Joshua Osborne was the only car out of the race in 41st position. Oh my goodness, and there's the rest of the stragglers coming down pit road. And what are they doing? They're coming out of pit road. Obviously trying to get their gas in the car, trying to get gas in the cars or whatever, and trying to drive back to the garage. And Keith Batson almost crashes right into Dylan Young for some inexplicable reason. I don't know. What are you doing, guys? The race is over. What are you doing? Anyway, that will do it here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Here, this is here as the. Oh my God. That will do it at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Here, if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got interesting gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA set the goal desires for his channel. Be sure to check out our other NNSCRA races, including Seth's Duracell Cup series. I'm sure his races are a whole heck of a lot better than what I have to offer. Maybe. No, I'm sure his races are a whole lot better than mine. I'm sure. And also be sure to like the page on Facebook, and also be sure to be sure to subscribe to this channel on YouTube as well. So that will do it for the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Congratulations again to Gene Sanford, the winner of the Wild and Wacky Coca-Cola 600. For now, this is James Colson. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best. We will see you at Dover Downs International Speedway for the running of the FedEx 400.